First, right here on WHAS 11 News at 5, the Kentucky Senate passed House Resolution 81 on Thursday night, creating a task force made up of lawmakers, educators, and members of the public, all with the goal of studying the size of JCPS and how it operates in that district.
And then they'll determine what needs to change. One of those changes could be splitting up the district. JCPS maintains that it's open to providing any information to help the process. In a statement, they say, quote, "We will be happy to furnish the task force with any information it desires. We hope the task force chair will accept our invitation to have the meetings in any JCPS schools they wish to visit."
Jose Alonso spoke with a parent today who says they're really looking forward to the new oversight.
This task force will look deeper into how JCPS operates. I spoke with one mother of 2 children in the school system who tells me she's hopeful that this group will be able to address some concerns she and other parents have, like the school's transportation system.
We have a lot of students who rely on that bus transportation to get them from home to that school.
Berkeley Collins says she was disappointed after her special needs daughter was dropped from her bus at the beginning of the year.
During that time, I was trying to call anybody and everybody and try and figure out where the miscommunication was, because at the end of the day, it was miscommunication.
She's glad that state lawmakers have decided to create this task force to help avoid problems like this in the future.
I want to know who it is that leads these departments, why certain people are either intentionally left out, there's not communication, why we don't have project managers.
I asked JCPS about the new task force. They replied, quote, "This will facilitate greater local community and stakeholder participation and input. This will also help task force members see for themselves the great teaching, learning, and support of families happening every single school day in JCPS schools."
What is going on here? Because what I'm seeing is they are way too comfortable, the JCPS administration, in dropping 14,000 students off and without transportation on how to get to the better schools within the system, traditional and magnet.
Some legislators making it known in Frankfort that they want to resolve this issue.
I would vote today to break it up. I would vote today to break it up into multiple school districts.
But that leaves this mother with concerns for her community.
I'm scared we're going to break it up within neighborhoods, and we're going to be looking at neighborhoods that do not have as much access to funds as other neighborhoods do.
House Resolution 81 now heads to the governor's desk. In Louisville, Jose Alonso, WHAS 11 on your side.
When it comes to who will be on that task force, the mayor or someone he appoints would also be part of that oversight.
We did reach out to his office today for comment. We were told he's not available.
Well, another key bill that passed on the last day of the session, the Safer Kentucky Act. We are waiting to see if House Bill 5 will be signed by Governor Andy Beshear. The bill toughens punishments for violent crime and outlaws camping in public. The governor has not decided whether he will sign that bill into law.
Also from Frankfort today, a bill passed that will change Louisville elections to be nonpartisan. That means for mayoral and Metro Council elections, there will be no party affiliate next to a candidate's name. Our elections have been partisan since the merger. But when it comes to bills like these targeting Louisville, Governor Andy Beshear said this week that they are exactly that, a targeted attack.
They want partisan school board elections, but nonpartisan Louisville mayor elections. These are partisan bills and attacks on the autonomy of the city of Louisville and its ability to govern itself the same way that any other city or county does.
And House Bill 388 is on the governor's desk, awaiting a signature or a veto.
This morning, Breckenridge Lane was shut down in both directions for several hours after a fatal crash. Investigators say a car was traveling west on Breckenridge Lane right around 5 when for some reason it lost control and crashed. A woman was ejected from the vehicle and pronounced dead at the scene. We're told the driver of that car was not hurt. LMPD's traffic unit is handling that investigation.
The largest crane on the eastern seaboard is now in Baltimore. It's there, of course, to help clear the wreckage from Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse.
Well, now crews need to move that massive vessel before they can reopen the port, a port that officials say is vital to both the local and the national economy.
Moving the ship is a big task, though. Sitting on top of it right now, well, millions of pounds of steel from the collapsed bridge. That section weighs more than 9 million pounds and will need to be cut into pieces before it's lifted off the ship, according to the Army Corps of Engineers. Sonar equipment helps them see underneath it, inspecting the damaged bridge and looking for debris.
To go out there and to see it up close, you realize just how daunting a task this is. And every time you take action to move a piece of wreckage, you understand that that requires you to reassess the situation.
The chemicals are believed to be soaps and perfumes, not an environmental threat, but because of a sheen that's found on the waterway, dive operations and vehicle recovery are on pause.
But we have a traffic alert to tell you about right now. I64 East, right near Blankenbaker, completely closed. A bit of a serious accident here, Connie.
Yeah, and this is a big problem too, Shay, because so many people are not only, in rush hour traffic, but a lot of folks are leaving, going out of town because it's spring break time.
Oh, and Easter, even Easter holiday
Yes.
could be sending people on the road. So here's what we know about this right now. It was reported as an injury accident. We don't know how many people are hurt. We do know multiple vehicles were involved, and they're anticipating this closure will still last for at least another hour. Christina?
Ooh, what a headache to head into this holiday weekend. I mean, if I can offer any sort of positivity on this, it's that the weather isn't going to be getting in the way. We have nothing but clear skies for the next several hours. However, that is going to change as we go into the overnight hours, and especially for your Easter holiday weekend. So outside right now, we're all sitting in the low to middle 70s. How about 73 right now at Muhammad Ali International Airport? And then we have some lower 70s around E-Town, Bardstown, and in Madison, sitting at 70 degrees. No matter where you're at, it's just an absolutely gorgeous Friday evening. Next couple of hours, we will start to cloud up out there, waking up tomorrow morning to potentially an isolated sprinkle for us, but I do think most areas are going to be staying dry, at least for your Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon. We do get a little bit more busy, though, as we go into Saturday night as well as Sunday evening. So timing this out on Futurecast, here's 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. You can literally count those sprinkles here on Futurecast. Again, most areas going to stay dry and very mild at that. We're waking up to temperatures in the middle 50s. Through the course of the afternoon, I think we'll see some nice peaks of sunshine, even making it well into the middle 70s for your Saturday before storm chances do start to ramp up again Sunday evening. And then especially for our Monday and Tuesday, that's when we could actually be talking about a severe weather threat. I'll break all that down coming up in just a bit. Guys.
All right, thanks so much, Christina. Today, the ATF announced it has closed the investigation into the mass shooting at Old National Bank in downtown Louisville. The ATF said the findings were very consistent with LMPD's investigation, and there is no other ongoing investigations into that shooting. The firearm used in the crime was seized by the ATF and destroyed earlier this year.
Louisville Metro Police joined family and friends of fallen officer Nick Rodman today for a memorial service. Rodman died in the line of duty 7 years ago today after a crash during a pursuit. He was just 30 years old and left behind a wife and 2 daughters. Today's service, which you can see here, was at Cave Hill Cemetery. Nick's brother is also on the force. Lieutenant Andrew Rodman spoke about his brother's legacy.
Nick's life will always be immortalized in the people he touched. Not just the ones who knew him well, but the ones who only got to spend a fleeting moment with him. That was his gift.
Rodman was responding to a domestic situation back in 2017 when his car was hit by Nathaniel Woods. Woods was under the influence of alcohol and drugs and sped through a red light. He was sentenced to 35 years in prison 1 year later.
Today, on Vietnam Veterans Day, Kentucky Governor Randy Beshear joined state and community leaders to honor those who served in the conflict. He met with the Kentuckiana chapter of Vietnam veterans at the Tryon Monument in J-Town. The monument was recently dedicated to all U.S. and allied nations Vietnam vets.
My generation are the children of Vietnam veterans and the grandchildren of World War II veterans. Our freedom, we know and we have seen through our relatives, was earned on battlefields where far too many people didn't come home.
Bashir signed 2 proclamations, Vietnam Veterans Day and Salute to Service 2024.
And you are listening to Creighton's Clearwater Revival on this Vietnam Veterans Day as we honor those who served. The red, white, and blue waving in the wind as you see there on our Hirschborn camera. And a big thank you for your service from everyone here at WHAS11. And of course, we know our Vietnam veterans were not welcomed home like they should have been. And if you've watched our coverage of the Honor Flight Bluegrass, you know its mission is to right that wrong, sending our veterans to D.C. to see their national memorials free of charge. This was during our last trip in September, and there's a waiting list of Vietnam vets in the hundreds. But it is worth the wait. And find out how you can sign up on our website, WHAS11.com.